Okay, I'm doing a cook up in the Overland Rum Shack tonight because I could not make it out to the forest to do what I wanted to, and I'm making a coconut chicken curry, and it's more of a Thai style curry, and I'm using whole chicken legs. I like the bone in there. It's easier if you use something boneless and skinless, but I think it has more flavor, puts a little fat in there, and it just makes it nicer. So coconut milk, chicken, curry, onions, little garlic, and I'm gonna finish it off with some baby spinach leaves. It's gonna turn out nice. I'm not gonna cook my rice outside. Mrs. King Overland is going to cook that in the house, and we'll serve it up, so stay tuned. All right, so I've got my coal started in my chimney, just using lump charcoal tonight, and I've got some charcoal on the side here that I'm gonna add to it as it cools off so I can keep some ready. Coals are perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm doing with my chicken legs. I've got salt, onion, a little paprika, kind of a basic seasoned salt, and there's also some pepper in this mixture. I'm not putting any heat on this curry because my family doesn't like it that way, and I kind of like it without heat too. If I want heat, I can add some sriracha to it when I get inside. But so this is what I'm doing there. Got my cast iron pot heating up over the coals, and just a little bit of olive oil. I mean, like maybe a tablespoon and a bit in the bottom, and I'm going to sear these chicken legs before I add the other ingredients, so stand by. Hey, also I'm going to try this beer that I used to make fun of Ronnie Dahl with the other day. I don't know anything about it. I just picked it up because it was made in New Zealand. It's called Cucumber Hippie, sour oil brewed with cucumbers. I'm pretty sure it's gonna not be disgusting, but I'm gonna give it a try. Only fair to give it a real review instead of just saying it's terrible. So let's see what it's like. It's actually kind of good. I taste cucumbers too. It's interesting. On a hot day, this would be fantastic. I'll drink it because I've opened it, but after that we're moving on to rum. This is the Rum Shack. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Chunks of potato, chunky onions. They're gonna break down in this. When I get done, this is gonna be like a soup or a stew that we serve over rice. It's not gonna be super thick and creamy. We like it like that. This is the curry that I'm gonna use. Nothing fancy. You could make your own, but I like this curry that is very heavy on turmeric. Very delicious. It gives that right flavor. Salt, red pepper, and some other spices is all it says. So I get that at Costco. Delicious stuff. When I say I want to get some color on the chicken, that's what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Looks like I'm using reduced fat organic coconut milk tonight because that's what we had in the pantry. I would have preferred full fat, but this is what we got. I'm going to put that into the pot with the chicken and add the curry and add a little bit of water and then the potatoes and the onions. So this is what I'm doing. I've got the chicken legs and the potatoes and the onions, the coconut milk, and about 5 tablespoons of the curry, and about 1 can, another, what, 10 ounces worth of water added to it. I'm gonna put the lid on and let it stew away. Okay, tonight in the Overland Rum Shack, I am making myself a dark and stormy using a fantastic Venezuelan rum, Santa Teresa, product of Venezuela, and the best ginger beer in the world, Bundaberg. So let's check it out. Now, typically a dark and stormy will have a dark rum. I don't have any out here in the Rum Shack tonight. It's inside, and I love this Santa Teresa rum anyway, so this is what I'm going to use. And for a dark and stormy, you just want to pour the rum on the top of the drink and just let it cloud up like a storm cloud. That's why they call it a dark and stormy. And it will filter down as you drink it. delicious. Okay, a word about cast iron. I'm really good at keeping the inside of my cast iron pot, my Dutch oven, seasoned, but I'm terrible about keeping the lid seasoned. And I'm not really concerned about it because I usually have coals on top of that thing anyway, and it's just burning the seasoning off of it. But some people think that's important. I don't really care. I clean it up with a wire brush once in a while, and I'll season it just for the heck of it. But what's the point? So everything is going along well. I took this thing off of the direct heat because I didn't want to scorch the bottom of the curry. The coconut milk is in there. I just felt like I could burn it a little bit. Didn't want to have it directly over the heat, so I got it up a little higher. And there's no harm there because check it out. Get my glove on. Hey, check out this welding glove. Or, you know, it's over in the grill section. King Cooker. Hey, it had to be for me, right? All right, so check it out. It's going along just fine at this height over the flame. So just gonna let that keep going. Gonna be done soon. Okay, I'm gonna show you something that's kind of fun to do on a camping trip or something else. Anytime you're around little kids. I have a little jelly jar that I've saved, and I think it had some kind of fig preserves in it or something. But anyway, has some heavy cream and just a pinch of kosher salt. And if you just shake the fool out of this, that's a technical term, you'll make butter. And it's fun to just pass it around to little kids. Now you need to make sure they don't throw the glass jar out into the yard somewhere or out into the campsite, but as long as they can handle it, it's fun to pass around and let them help you make butter. And they think it's kind of fun. You can do the same thing with ice cream, but it's a little more complicated because you need to have something to keep it cold while you're doing it. But anyway. So this is after quite a bit of vigorous shaking. You can see that it's super creamy inside. It's almost butter. Just needs about, I don't know, a few more minutes worth of shaking and it'll be butter. So here's the butter. I didn't leave enough empty space in the jar, but it's not like nice whipped butter. It's really like whipped cream with some salt in it, but it's still delicious. Decided to shake it a little more when I created some empty space in the jar. Now it looks more like butter, and it is delicious.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, bush took me.
So I want you to see. Wait a second, I need to mute Ronnie in the bush mog. Hold on a second. Decided to get a light out so you can see the color of it. It's just beautiful. And starting to smell again finally. If you didn't see that in my other video, I had COVID back in September and I lost my sense of smell. It is now March and I'm still not back. No sense of smell. It's just barely coming back. I can smell a little bit of this coconut milk and the curry, so that's exciting.